Hello again, AJ Shaver from Shaver Sales here, and today we are moving our original disc cleaner on to its new owner. Abner will be here shortly, and just want to show you how we got things hooked up. I finally got the telehandler back from getting the boom fixed, got that nasty leak all taken care of, so I'll flip the camera around, show you how we're hooking into this one, because we have to do this one a little bit different because it doesn't have some of the upgrades like the new ones got. All right, so like I said, without the fork pockets, we just kind of jigged up some chains. We're just grabbing that top heavy piece of steel. It's pretty well balanced. Surprisingly, I already did do one test lift with it, and it seemed to like it there. I'm just glad I got this telehandler back. I have missed it around the wood yard. That extra height for flipping the bags in the back of our big dump truck is definitely needed. We loaded out a few with just the conveyor and using the skid steer for tipping things in, but boy, missed that piece of machinery. Anyway, this is kind of the business side of things. You'll notice on the new one when I get over there, we took, the speed control piece and it's up on the front now versus back here. So I might have to redo a couple of hydraulic lines. We'll see. But this is the business end of the disc cleaner. Everything is just all daisy chained together. Oh, and I get rid of my handy dandy stick with the new one. They have a safety chain that loops over. It comes about like where the D is, and it comes down into a little port here on the bottom side. I'll show you that. And but yeah, everything just kind of comes off of this front drive motor, and then it just all roller chains together. But yeah, this has got probably over 300 hours worth of use on it. We fed this with probably 3 different processors that were dedicated. Our first one was a 1624. The next one was the 1824 diesel. And now we've got this big Logzilla machine here, which is an 1824 diesel on steroids and a log loader. But yeah, between the different hours across the 3 machines, there's right about, maybe 350 hours on it. And as always, the brute force stuff is pretty awesome. It's powder coated really, really well. Other than just, some smudge marks from wood going on it. There's still a lot of paint in there, even on the individual discs themselves. I mean, it hammers that wood pretty hard, and to have that much paint still up in there is pretty awesome. Oh, I have this 2x12 laying here because if anything gets jammed, to walk across the top of those is rather treacherous. So I'll throw that piece of wood up in there, and it just gives me a little bit better stable footing. It doesn't happen often, but I've got some bad ankles from playing soccer, so prefer not to re-injure those. So I just throw the 2x12 up in there. Nice level spot for walking on, and makes life pretty easy. So obviously we got to extend the legs out on this one a little bit, but this is the upgraded hitch kit. It's a 2-inch ball, just like you see on the wood processors and things. Got the same legs in it, and they are all the way recessed in, so we have basically about 30 inches worth of usable height, from inside that tube to come down. We have a new safety chain here that hooks into a little tie down spot here to keep it open so I can finally get rid of my stick. Fork pockets go all the way through, which if I did have to pick it up, makes things pretty easy. Not sure where that came from, but anyway, bolt-on in-feed hopper, just in case somebody wanted to go to 10 feet versus like the standard 8 foot. We do have a couple welded on D-rings up there for straps for lifting purposes to set this on. And they did move the controls from on the back part, which used to be back here, up to the front. So I have to take some hoses off and move those around when we tie in the new system. But pretty cool to have the wheel kit on it. Really looking forward to using this one. They did tighten up the plates a little bit, or the discs in between here, so we shouldn't get quite as much kindling out of it. But other than that, same deal. I believe it's 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and right about 4,000 pounds. That's why I was really wanting to have the telehandler back for loading this one out. So timing was perfect on this purchase for Abner. All right, well, the old one is heading down the road. That means we got to put the new one in the position. I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am to have this thing back. I think this one's actually heavier than the other one. My S300 skid steer never would have picked this up. All right, so we're in the process of just setting this up. Right now it's setting level. We have a few more holes that we can utilize here. I think like the last one we had the back end, like where the output stuff came, was a little bit higher. We've got our bolts in over here, so I think I'm good. But just to invert this a little bit, I think we're gonna pull the forks out of it, just hook a chain around maybe like the ball, and just lift up on that end just to see how high we can get the output side of things to be. Some hickory and some red oak for a custom barbecue mix. But right now I've got to mix a couple of logs on the deck, so we're going to let this finish warming up. I've got the camera kind of placed where you can see the 1824 diesel behind me, the disc cleaner, the debris coming off, and the conveyor. We have the bag racks behind the conveyor, so everything's loading into there. But I think I've got good camera placement. You might hear more of the conveyor going by than the processor. We'll see how the audio turns out. But I'm going to walk over here, fire this up the rest of the way full idle, and start knocking out some wood. All right, so I'm down the house editing this very video and I cannot find my closeout. I guess I didn't do one yesterday, so here it is. All right, I think what happened was we went right from putting this into place and cleaning off those mixed hardwood logs from the live deck and just started throwing the cherry up on there, then the hickory, then the red oak for the smoker wood. And it got dark and I just forgot. So this is the new disc cleaner all put into the production lineup. You know, as I said in the one caption, I do have to reroute the hoses a little bit. The pressure was going more towards the conveyor itself than the actual cleaner. So just got to flip two hoses and put the pressure to the cleaner first. And then I'll stop the stall issue when you see the plates either slowing down or stopping when there's a lot going on with the processor itself. So, but yeah, this is the disc cleaner from Brute Force. We have the optional wheel kit on it. And like I said, we are powering it right off of the processor itself. We have a little diverter valve in here in a separate hose stack or hose section to run that. And everything just kind of goes in off of a quick coupler. And from where the speed control and everything is now, at the front of the unit, I was actually able to take out a 20-foot section of hose from what we had before. But if you don't have an auxiliary set, we can build a power pack for you. We can put one right on the unit to just run the cleaner, or we can do a big double unit so you can run the cleaner and the stacking conveyor all at the same time. I'll throw a picture of that in here. We had one up at the Boonville show with the cleaner that we sold up there. But yeah, pretty happy. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. Whenever we have, you know, so many wedges equal waste, and just grizzly bars would not cut it on something like this. We do run a 10-way, soon to be a 12-way once I pull this out and hit some of the bigger wood that's in the pile. But yeah, pretty happy. Just got to flip some hoses, a little fine tuning, and we'll be right as rain. All right, well, now we're going to call this one a wrap. Would love to earn your business with the sales quote. If there's anything we can ever get you that quote on, give me a phone call. It's 833-SPLITTER. That's 833-775-4887. You can also email me at sales@shaverequipment.com. All of our videos are not a paid production by the manufacturer, but just something we do as a marketing tool to reach you, the customer. So would love to talk to you on the phone, love to hear about it on email, and build you a custom quote for your wood yard so we can get you the equipment that meets your specific needs. We use everything that we sell, obviously. Have a lot of firsthand knowledge on it and just how to use it, how to tweak it, how to adjust it, fix it if it should go down. So give us a phone call, shoot us that email, and we'll talk to you then. Don't forget to hit our like and subscribe button here on the channel to stay up to date on everything we have going on. And again, I am AJ Shaver with Shaver Sales. We're always working hard to be lazy, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.